Hey, beloved, how can understanding your personality help you better fill your cup? You want to know? Let's talk about it today. But first, hi, if we haven't met yet, my name's Courtney Louie. I'm the creator behind Coffee Chats and Yoga Mat, where we're all about helping you live intentionally with passion and purpose as God's beloved. And a big piece of that is understanding that your personality is a God given gift for you to use, enjoy, and serve others. So but how does that come into play when it comes to filling your cup? And especially lately, I've been sick. My family's been battling some sickness and it's been exhausting. Yet, understanding my personality has actually helped me be more intentional about filling my cup with less guilt and more joy. First off, in case I haven't said it yet, this is legitimately empty. It's totally a problem. But it's a good illustration, right? Because sometimes you feel like you're on that empty cup where nothing's filling you up, nothing's nourishing you. But if you understand what your God given personality is and know what to do with that knowledge, that can be a game changer in helping you navigate many different instances of life. So I thought I'd share a few ways that I was using my own personality knowledge to fill my cup while being sick. And heads up, I'm still not completely over it. So it's still coming in handy now, maybe not to the same degree. So to back it up a little bit, I'm an ENFJ in the Myers-Briggs Typology Indicator System, MBTI. So basically, that means extroverted, intuitive, feeling, judging. We'll talk more about the little bits about that. We have another videos. I'll have more coming up. But in the meantime, in a nutshell, that means I love connecting with people, live in a world of ideas and possibilities, find human relationships fascinating, and like being settled. So knowing those things about myself was really helpful with these three big things. One, giving myself permission to have a not gonna do it running log and bare necessities list. I know that I thrive more when I have a loose agenda for the day and know what my top priorities are. That's where the judging comes in. You often like to have things settled. But what do you do when you're dragging through the day, when it's legitimately hard to just sit up, or you do something and then 5 minutes later you're like, I need to lie down. And that's where, for me, it's been really helpful to get clear on what I actually need to do, those bare necessities, think about Jungle Book, and table everything else that's non-essential as a not going to do it right now item that I'll visit later. And this is where I'm in pro procrastination. This is a healthy procrastination. You really can't take good care of yourself if you're trying to do all the things while your body is feeling like garbage, giving yourself that grace to rest and recover. So, for instance, my not gonna do it list was I wasn't gonna do Facebook Lives. There's one. I wasn't going to make phone calls because, to business providers if I didn't have to because I couldn't talk. It was hard to talk. I'm not going to clean the house. Be on running the robot vacuum, BFF. Those kinds of things became my not going to do it list. It didn't mean that I was never going to come back to it. In fact, I actually just hit those a couple days ago. But giving myself the grace that I'm not going to do it, to just offload it was helpful. That was a way to feel settled. And then my bare necessities list, one of those items was like taking out the trash because I want my stinky trash taken away when the dump truck comes by. Being present with my son, preparing super low key, easy meals, cuddling on the couch, things like that. Super simple, but those are the things that were my actual priorities. And so in many ways for me was I planned to not plan or something a little bit like that. If you're someone who also likes to have things settled, you want to know what your top priorities are, you'd like to have a bit of a plan, even when you're feeling sick and miserable, this may be helpful for you too. So the second thing I did was leaning into restful activities that grab my attention as a healthy way to redirect my attention from feeling miserable. In other words, healthy distraction. So I know I've got a weakness for fairy tales, magic, and character growth. This is where the intuitive feeling comes out. And so I've been guilt-free binging books by one of my favorite authors, K.M. Shea. You can check out our author page. Not an affiliate. I just think she's awesome. And it's been so good. Now, it doesn't mean I've been reading it continuously, but it has been really helpful when I know that for me, getting lost in a story is physically restful. I'm actually resting my body and mentally stimulating, where I'm really intrigued in it. I'm less focused or as distracted by the sniffly nose, the drainage through it, all those other kinds of things. For you, it might be YouTubing DIY home renovations, building Lego kits, watching documentaries. There's a ton of different things you may be interested in. And this is where it can really come in handy, giving yourself that permission to lean into what actually encourages you, inspires you, makes you feel good, and lean into it. Have some fun with it. And this is also where if you know what your God-given personality is, you can embrace it without the guilt, without the shame, without the entitledness, all those without. It can help you better understand why something lights you up too. Pretty cool. And then the last big one was answering honestly, yes, I need your help when my husband offered it. First of all, I want to be absolutely clear. My husband is a boss. He's so generous, so loving. And he's great about offering to help me. My problem, if you're a fellow overachiever, you might embrace this, is admitting you need help is super freaking hard at times. And especially if you tend to default to caring for others more, or even to your own to-do list more, often than tending to yourself. It's super easy to deprioritize what's important over the urgent. Yes, right. But I've learned that I'm slowly getting better about just admitting I need help and accepting it without feeling like a loser for doing it. And crazy, the more you own it, that this is a struggle you may have, accepting help, being clear about the way you need help, it can actually be really empowering when you speak up and just address it and say, I need help here. More often than not, your people, the people who invest in you, jump on board. So those are the three things that I found really helpful to fill my cup while, by embracing my personality knowledge while feeling sick. I thought I'd do a quick recap and we'll close it out. So one, giving myself permission to have a not gonna do it running log and bare necessities list. Two, leaning into restful activities that grab my attention as a healthy distraction from feeling miserable. And three, answering honestly, yes, I need your help when it was offered. If you'd like to learn more about what your personality type is, get a little insight about what one of your temperaments might be, there's four. There's far more we can cover about that. Definitely feel free to check out the Embrace Your Potential Playbook. I think it's awesome that I'm part of it to learn what your God-given personality is and get some practical tips about what that can look like in your practical day-to-day life to actually embrace it. So if you got any ideas that came up from this or want to learn more about this concept, go ahead and comment, fill your cup. And as always, you can live intentionally with passion and purpose as God's beloved.